So traders, I want to focus on two markets that I see probably going to have big moves, and that's what I want to focus on this video today, is the two different markets that I see that are probably shaping up right now that if we do start to trigger the entry point, then we could possibly see really, really big moves, as much as 50% moves in both of these markets. And that's what I want to be focusing on that's what I'll be focusing on in today's session here. So the first thing that I do see here, guys, the first thing that I do see what's happening here is firstly the first main session, or the first main market, should I say, is gold, right? Is the gold market. So the gold market itself is, as you can see, right, we have this, it's really, really interesting, right? Firstly, you can see my arrows here. So firstly, we have this low point through here, then we have a higher low, another higher low, and we're also developing potentially another higher low. So see, what does that actually mean? That actually means that now, if we have a look at an upward trend, okay, an upward trend is what? Higher lows. So low, higher low, and we see like it's a bit of a bouncy ball, right? It's like up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Are we about to get something like this happening? Because that could be triggering really, really, really soon, right? We could be getting a trigger really soon out of the gold market. Really, really, really fascinating and really interesting. Now, the amazing thing about this, guys, is that if we do start to get the trigger point from here and we really start to like clear our way, right? I have probably around, if we start to get like a 2,100 print and above, then that tells me that's probably the trigger point for now to see a 6 to 12 month, even more, of a bull run. And where I see this thing on a short-term target basis, so the short-term target basis is where I see it from this point here, and once we start to break up, right? So on a short-term level, I have my sort of a conservative target, guys, is around the 2,500 level, okay? 2,500 level. So the pressure is really building, and once it pops, this could make a really, really big move. Now, just so you know, from there to there, that's a 25% move. I ultimately have a target by the end of next year. That's what, for right now, is I'm doing 2 years worth of target, right? So the first one is up here, around 3,000. So I ultimately see that gold is possibly setting up, not there yet, but possibly setting up to see an overall 3,000 target, which ultimately gives you what? Around that 49, 47, the 50% move out of this one market. Very, very, very exciting, guys. So get ready, because there could be a lot of money to be made over the next couple of months out of gold, right? So gold's still shaping up from here. We're not there yet, right? Because what can ultimately also happen here, guys? And this is where like, well, I better get in now, because before the move, right? I better get in now before the move. It's like, no, right? Because we can get something like that, right? And then now it's like, oh, John, you suck. You said the market's going to go up. No, not too soon. Don't you start to put the finger at me, mate, right? You click the button, okay? I not click the button. I said, I wait for something like this to give me some guidance that we're now likely to start to pick back up. So that's the first market there, guys, is the good old gold market from there. Now, moving on now through to the good old Russell, right? The Russell charts. And the Russell is really, 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 really fascinating and really interesting to see what's happening through here. Now, if I show you this here, right? We have a very strong move up, and we have this overall move to the downside through here, right? As you can see. So we have this move up, down. Are we likely to start to see another really strong move to the upside? So if we do start to hold in, we really start to get back above, say, the 200 level, I would say that could be a trigger point for us to now have a minimum move of around that move from there to there, of around the, say, 230 level, okay? So you can see this whole, look at this here. So we've had all this resistance. See all that resistance through there? Now we've got this whole resistance point through here as well. That tells me that if we start to poke our head back above here, this could be getting ready for a really, really, really big move to the upside and possibly hitting that 2,000 or that $230 level. Now, I ultimately have a target, guys. I ultimately have a target of $350. and I use projections and so on and so forth on how I get to that number, but that 300 number, okay, the 300 number for me is where I believe the Russell is likely to go. So the two sleeping giants right now, guys, is one, the gold market, because I see gold is like, yeah, you see gold, right? Gold could be really, really, really shaping up quite nicely for a really good move to the upside, right? Really shaping up quite nicely for that. So that's the first thing I do see when it comes to the gold market. Now, again, we're not there yet, guys, so you never want to preempt because we can get a down leg and the market go down. And then also when it comes to the, not silver, but the main market here is obviously looking at the Russell here. So again, they're the two different markets I'm focusing on right now, guys. These two markets right now, I believe these are the two main markets that I'm focusing on right now anyway, because the stock market is just crazy bullish right now. I'm waiting for at least a good 2 months or so pull back out of that before I start to even look at any opportunities when it comes to the indices anyway. I'm happy to trade individual stocks based off the patterns, but looking at the stock market right now, guys, this is what I'm focusing on right now.